Welcome to this edition of News Today, a series where we briefly discuss and analyze the important news of the day. Without delay, let's explore the headlines first. Union Cabinet has approved the overarching scheme VIgyan under the Ministry of Earth Sciences. Indian toy industry has witnessed 52% decline in imports and 239% rise in exports in financial year 2022-23 from financial year 2014-15. A Supreme Court judge has called for increased representation of women in the judiciary. India and Nepal has inked agreements during 7th India-Nepal Joint Commission meeting held in Kathmandu. Ministry of Panchayati Raj will be prioritizing clean and green villages for solar power expansion. According to scientists, flowers are giving up on scarce insects and are evolving to self-pollinate. Starting with the first news. Union Cabinet has approved the overarching scheme VIgyan under the Ministry of Earth Sciences. This scheme, with a tenure spanning from 2021 to 2026, aims to delve into the intricate details of Earth system sciences, which encompass the study of atmosphere, hydrosphere, geosphere, cryosphere and biosphere along with their complex interactions. The key components of the VIgyan scheme include 5 ongoing sub-schemes, each catering to a specific aspect of Earth system science. Firstly, there is the Atmosphere and Climate Research Modeling Observing Systems and Services scheme. This focuses on the research and development of dynamical models, providing forecast services to enhance our understanding of atmospheric and climate patterns. Secondly, we have the Ocean Services Modeling Application, Resources and Technology or OSMART scheme. OSMART aims to develop technology for oceanic applications, offer services like forecast and advisories, and engage in research and development activities concerning the marine and coastal environment. The third sub-scheme is Polar Science and Cryosphere Research or PACER scheme, which comprises various programs such as the Antarctic Program, Indian Arctic Program, Southern Ocean Program, and Cryosphere and Climate Program. The fourth sub-scheme is Seismology and Geosciences or SAGE scheme, which includes activities like seismological monitoring, microzonation, and setting up a facility for geochronology. SAGE aims to enhance our understanding of seismic activities and geosciences. Finally, there is the Research, Education, Training and Outreach scheme or Reach Out scheme. This sub-scheme focuses on research and development in Earth system science, the development of skilled manpower in this field, and various outreach activities. Moving ahead. Indian toy industry has witnessed 52% decline in imports and 239% rise in exports in financial year 2022-23 from financial year 2014-15. These observations have been noted in a case study on success story of Made in India toys conducted by IIM Lucknow on behalf of the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. Let's start by first understanding the significance of rise in toys export. Firstly, the increase in exports is aiding India's integration into the global toy value chain. Moreover, the surge in exports is leading to an improvement in artisans' income and an overall rise in labor productivity. Additionally, the rise in toy exports is expected to promote innovation and entrepreneurship within the sector. Learning with toys also possesses several benefits, as it helps in promoting the values of experimental learning, teamwork, and social interaction. Also, it contributes to better learning outcomes in mathematics, languages, and science. Toys also help students to connect with their own cultural heritage. Now let's talk about the toy industry in India. The Indian toy industry has been making significant strides in recent years. Positioning itself as top exporting nation, it is estimated that exports are likely to increase to $3 billion by 2028. Also, it has zero duty market access in UAE and Australia. The toy market in India is largely unorganized with a high influx of China-made toys. Several initiatives have also been taken to foster the growth of toy industry in India. The Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade issued the Toys Quality Control Order in 2020 under the Bureau of Indian Standards Act 2016. Furthermore, a national action policy for toys have been implemented to enhance trade and investments, focus on design and quality, and promote indigenous toys. To ensure the quality of toys, the Directorate General of Foreign Trade has mandated sample testing to curb the import of substandard toys. Despite the positive developments, the industry faces some challenges, including a preference for Chinese toys due to their lower cost, Being the most plastic-intensive industry, and a lack of low-cost software technology to produce 3D models. Moving on to the next news. A Supreme Court judge has called for increased representation of women in the judiciary. Supreme Court Judge Justice B.V. Nagaratna has advocated the cause for more women in the judiciary. Justice Nagaratna is set to make history as the first woman Chief Justice of India in 2027. According to available data, only 4% of all Supreme Court judges are women, with the remaining 96% being men. The gender gap is similarly striking in the high courts, where just 13% of judges are female. At the subordinate level, only 30% of judges are women. Now let's understand the need of more women judges in judiciary. Higher representation of women judges can increase the willingness of women to seek justice and enforce their rights through the courts. Women judges are believed to bring unique insights into cases involving gender-specific issues such as reproductive rights, gender-based violence, and family law. The judiciary plays a pivotal role in empowering women by enforcing and strengthening constitutional goals such as equality for all and upholding democratic values like the protection of fundamental rights. Judiciary is essential for protecting women's rights, as evident in the landmark cases such as the Vishakha Guidelines and Nirbhaya reforms related to sexual assault against women, as well as the Shah Bano case, where the Supreme Court held that Muslim women have a right to receive maintenance from their husbands. Moving on to the next news. India and Nepal inked agreements during 7th India-Nepal Joint Commission meeting held in Kathmandu. In a major development, both countries have signed agreements committed to enhancing their cooperation in renewable energy development. Additionally, India has agreed to export 10,000 megawatts of electricity to Nepal over the next decade. Another significant agreement involves the Indian Space Research Organization agreeing to launch Nepal's Moonal satellite on the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle or PSLV. The India-Nepal relationship is deeply rooted in history, with the Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1950 forming the bedrock of their relations. Nepal remains a priority partner of India under its Neighborhood First policy. Economically, India stands as the largest trading partner of Nepal, with trade crossing over $7 billion in the fiscal year 2019-20. In the defense sector, the recruitment of Nepalese soldiers in the prestigious Gorkha regiments of the Indian Army continues to be a symbol of strong military ties. Joint military exercises such as Surya Kiran further enhance the strategic partnership between the two nations. The energy cooperation between India and Nepal has a rich history, with a power exchange agreement in place since 1971 to meet power requirements in border areas. Major hydropower projects, including the Mahakali Treaty and the Upper Karnali project, underscore the commitment to sustainable energy development. A notable achievement in energy cooperation is the South Asia's first cross-border petroleum products pipeline. This pipeline connects Motihari in India from Lake Ganj in Nepal and was constructed and funded by the Indian Oil Corporation Limited, marking a significant milestone in infrastructural collaboration. On the multilateral front, India and Nepal actively participate in regional forums such as BBIN, which includes Bangladesh, Bhutan, India and Nepal, and BIMSTEC or Bay of Bengal Initiative for multi-sectoral technical and economic cooperation. If we talk about the significance of Nepal to India, then strategic location of Nepal acts as a natural security buffer between India and China. Also, the harmonious relations of both the countries help to curb terrorism and Maoism. Moving on to the next news. Ministry of Panchayati Raj will be prioritizing clean and green villages for solar power expansion. Clean and Green Villages is the fifth theme adopted by the Ministry of Panchayati Raj under the Gram Panchayat Development Plan. The clean aspect denotes ensuring access to safe water, sanitation and low pollution environments for healthy, productive lives. While the green aspect focuses on sustainable management of natural resources for improved livelihoods, food security and environmental protection. Before moving ahead, let's know about the Gram Panchayat Development Plan or GPDP. GPDP is a crucial facet of rural development in India, mandated by Article 243G of the Constitution. This constitutional provision empowers panchayats to plan for economic development and social justice, envisioning the formulation of 5-yearly and annual plans for village development. The Ministry of Panchayati Raj plays a pivotal role by providing guidelines for GPDP with a focus on key development themes such as self-sufficient infrastructure, poverty-free and enhanced livelihoods, and good governance. Coming back, the initiative has three main goals: leveraging the circular economy in the rural ecosystem, creating sustainable villages, and achieving the objectives of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs. Particularly SDG 7, which is affordable and clean energy, and SDG 13 for climate action. The ministry has outlined 10 areas of action to achieve these goals. Among these are making villages open defecation free, establishing clean and green schools and anganwadis, promoting organic farming, and reducing chemical usage. The initiative also focuses on strengthening local committees and enhancing larger community participation. It's noteworthy that other ministries, including Ministry of Jal Shakti, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, and Ministry of Fisheries, have also joined this movement, signifying a collaborative approach towards sustainable development. Now let's discuss some notable initiatives taken for clean and green villages, which includes the Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana and Mission Organic Value Chain Development for the Northeastern region, which aims to encourage organic and natural farming. Additionally, the PM Pranam initiative focuses on reducing the use of chemical fertilizers, while waste to health initiatives like Gobardhan and Satat are promoting sustainable waste management. Moving on to the next news. According to scientists, flowers are giving up on scarce insects and are evolving to self-pollinate. A study conducted in Paris has shown that pansy plants are evolving towards self-pollination due to the scarcity of insects. Pollination, the crucial process for plant reproduction, refers to transferring pollen grains from the male anther of a flower to the female stigma, occurs through two main methods: autogamy or self-pollination, which is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower, and allogamy or cross-pollination, which is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther of one plant to the stigma of another plant's flower. Cross-pollination, often facilitated by insects, birds, and bats, allows for the mixing of genetic material between different plants. The evolution of cross-pollinators plants to self-pollinators raises concerns, as cross-pollination is essential for the diversity and resilience of plant species. The mixing of DNA during the cross-pollination makes future generations more adaptable to diseases, droughts, and various environmental challenges. However, the shift from cross-pollination to self-pollination is raising concern among scientists. Self-pollination potentially limits a plant's ability to adapt to future environmental changes, leading to a less resilient and diverse plant population. Self-pollinated plants often exhibit what's known as the selfie syndrome. This syndrome results in a reduction of flower size, nectar production, pollen production, and scent production. As plants evolve towards self-pollination, they produce less nectar. This shortage of food for insects accelerates their decline, further hindering cross-pollination. It's a dangerous loop that threatens both plant and insect populations. The decline of pollinating insects is a major issue attributed to various factors. One major factor is the extensive land use change resulting from agricultural expansion and urbanization. The widespread use of chemical pesticides, fungicides, and insecticides in agriculture alongside genetically modified organisms poses a significant threat to pollinators. Additionally, the growth of invasive alien species and the impacts of climate change further worsen the challenges faced by pollinating insects. The place in news for today is Mauritius, with its capital Port Louis. It is in news as the Cabinet has approved a Memorandum of Understanding between Indian Space Research Organisation and Mauritius Research and Innovation Council on development of joint small satellite. Talking about its political boundaries, the island country is situated in Indian Ocean, located east of Madagascar. Mauritius claims sovereignty over Chagos Archipelago, including Diego Garcia, although this claim is disputed by Britain. Noteworthy geographical features include the Grand River, Southeast and Black River as its major rivers, Grand Basin and True Kanaka as major lakes, and Pito de la Petite Rivière Noire as the highest point. As we conclude today's main news, let's go through some quick updates. India and the United States for International Development, India, or USAID India, signed a Memorandum of Understanding to aid Indian Railways in achieving net zero carbon emission by 2030. Technical assistance for the services under this MOU will be provided under the South Asia Regional Energy Partnership Initiative. The South Asia Regional Energy Partnership is the flagship regional energy program of India and the United States for International Development, India. RBI has revised the definition of politically exposed person in its updated KYC master direction for better clarity. As per the notification, politically exposed persons are individuals who are or have been entrusted with prominent public functions by a foreign country, including heads of states or governments, senior politicians, senior government or judicial or military officers, senior executives of state-owned corporations, and important political party officials. Competition Commission of India is investigating domestic units of global delivery companies such as Germany's DHL, US-based United Parcel Service and FedEx for alleged coercion on discounts and tariffs. CCI, headquartered in New Delhi, was established by the central government in 2003 as a statutory body under Competition Act 2002. It consists of a chairman and 6 members appointed by the central government. Scientists develop a new granular lime-based trichoderma biopesticide fertilizer. Tricolime integrates trichoderma, a fungal biocontrol agent, and lime into a single product for easier application by farmers. Tricolime serves as both biopesticide and biofertilizer in crop production. Lime helps to control soil acidity. Trichoderma is mainly used to control soil-borne diseases as well as some leaf and panicle diseases for various plants. Indian Institute of Sciences study in Eagle Nest Wildlife Sanctuary has revealed the migration of birds uphill amid rising temperatures. The Eagle Nest Wildlife Sanctuary falls within the Eastern Himalayan Biodiversity Hotspot in West Kameng district of Arunachal Pradesh. Conjoins Sessa Orchid Sanctuary to the northeast and Akke Tiger Reserve. The Kameng River and its tributary Tipi and Sessa drain the area. Marcos or Marine Commandos rescued all 21 crew members in the Liberian flagged vessel. Marcos was established in 1987. It is the Special Operations Force of the Indian Navy. Their motto is the few, the fearless. They can operate across diverse environments encompassing sea, air and land. They also engage in collaborative efforts with the Indian Army to conduct operations in areas such as Kashmir. They executed cactus, leech, pavan and cyclone operations and played a significant role in 26/11 Mumbai attacks. Sorai painting is a tribal mural art with GI tag in 2020 practiced in Hazaribagh, Jharkhand. It is believed to have its roots in the cave painting tradition during a transitional period between the Mesolithic and Chalcolithic eras. It is mainly practiced during the local harvest and bedding seasons. Local and naturally available soils of different colors are used. Somnath Trust is hosting a live Lord Shiva Darshan at the Ram Utsav in Kutch. Somnath Temple, located on the Gujarat coast along the Arabian Sea, is believed to be the first Jyotirlinga, a devotional shrine of Lord Shiva. Somnath is mentioned in Rig Veda and has been rebuilt 7 times. It was raided by Mahmud Ghazni in 1024, attacked by Delhi Sultanate in 1297 and 1394, and by Aurangzeb in 1706. The present temple is based on Chalukya architecture. Before we go, it's time to put your knowledge to test in today's segment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you have enjoyed this edition of News Today. To get the answers to today's quiz and to download the PDF of News Today, make sure to check out the links in the description below.